What's up, you guys? So today I wanted to do some of my winter recommendations with you guys. So during the winter time, I normally want something that's going to make me feel really cozy, that I can read really quickly and that I can just curl up with, fall in love with the characters, and feel satisfied with. So the first series that I'm going to discuss is the Narnia series by C.S. Lewis. This series focuses on the world of Narnia. Narnia is just such a magical place, and it really takes on a life of its own in this series. Every story is about Narnia and about the people in it and who they are and why they are the way that they are. And specifically The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe would be this book in this series that I would recommend for the winter time, because it focuses on an evil queen who makes the world in an endless winter. And I love that endless winter. I love how it's simultaneously magical but also evil. It has so much depth and complexity to it, and the winter kind of takes on a life of its own as well. I think that C.S. Lewis does a really good job at his world building. That is really what I love about these books, is the world just feels so unique and it feels so special, so magical. All of the characters feel so important, and all in all, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, just a great book. Such cute characters. So my next book is also a series, and it is the To All the Boys I Loved Before series by Jenny Han. This series focuses on a girl who winds up fake dating a guy so that he can kind of get back at his ex, if I remember correctly. Now, the girl in this series, she writes notes to all of the boys that she's loved before, and she keeps them all in a box. And the guy that she's fake dating is one of those guys. And I absolutely love this series. I love the characters in it, and I especially love the family dynamic in it. You know, during the holiday time, I really just want to hang out with my family, hang out with my siblings especially, and this book really makes me feel like I'm hanging out with my siblings. Their relationship is very similar to the relationship dynamic that I feel like I have with my siblings, especially my sister and my brother, who are the only siblings that I have. I don't know why I said especially, but it's fine because we all make mistakes sometimes. But this book, oh my gosh, it's just so magical. I love the relationships in it, and especially the second book is probably my favorite book in the series. And the second book does have some nice wintry scenes. I believe the second book takes place over their winter break, so that's another like wintry callback. So definitely a great series. I definitely recommend picking it up if you haven't, especially if you love a good contemporary romance, because this series, it's just so cute, and it really does center on finding yourself and learning about who you are, what you want to do, where you want to be. And I think that that's such a relatable struggle for people who are around this age. So the next book is another book that really focuses on finding yourself, which is Everything, Everything by Nicola Yoon. The characters, again, I just think that they are so special and so unique. I love their struggles, and I really love how they learn about each other, they meet each other, and how they talk to each other. I love how this book incorporates some different types of things, you know, like for example, there's like a note in here, you know, like it isn't just words on a page. There are some graphics in here that I think really add to the story. I just love Nicola Yoon's writing style. I think that he has such a magical writing style, and I just love how he uses words. I especially love how this book ends. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but I know that not everyone loves the ending of this book. I personally thought it was a very unique ending, and I was not expecting it at all, but oh boy, great book. The next book that I have to discuss is another one that finding yourself is just so important, which is Finding Aubrey by Sophie Kinsella. This book is about a girl with severe social anxiety. She cannot go out in public places without wearing sunglasses, or else, you know, she'll have like panic attacks. She's very agoraphobic, and she's just having a rough go of it. But she meets one of her brother's friends. I think he's one of her brother's friends, if I remember correctly. But anyways, not important. She meets a guy, his name is like Linus, and the way that they start off their relationship is so cute. The little brother in this book, he is just so adorable. Like, he runs a little note from Linus and Aubrey for the entirety of their interaction one time, and I just thought that was such an adorable scene, which again just reminds me so much of family, of being young. The characters, again, such great characters. They're so fun. I love how Audrey's anxiety can be tied kind of to her past trauma, and I like how that plays such a role in this book. I just love overall this book. Next book again just makes me have all of those cozy feels, and I find it very relatable, and it is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. This book centers on a college freshman who is kind of scared, you know, she doesn't know how to make friends very well, and she writes fan fiction for a story that's similar to Harry Potter daughter, and I absolutely love her. I think that she is so relatable. I mean, when I first went to college, I totally understand that struggle of like not knowing where to go, where to sit, where to eat, what to eat. You know, it took me like a few months to realize that there was like a healthier section of the cafeteria that I went to and ate at. There was like the greasy section, and then they had like over off in the corner like the healthy section where it was like keto or vegan or whatever, I don't remember. But they had like a healthy section that was like hidden from me. And I was a vegetarian at the time, so I ate like only mac and cheese. It was terrible, okay? It's fine because I just found this book so relatable because of that. And again, this book has some family conflict in it, and I related to that conflict as well because Kat feels like she's kind of standing in her sister's shadow and she wants to get out of that. And oh boy, have I had that struggle too. I really had to come to terms with the fact that like I'm not ever going to be my sister, and that's okay because I'm pretty fucking great. I totally related to so many different things going on in this book. It really does center upon finding yourself and realizing that, you know what, you're okay the way you are and you can make friends, you can be okay. So the next book that I wanted to recommend is Geekerella by Ashley Poston. This book is a Cinderella retelling about another fangirl. She is a fan of a Star Wars-like series in her universe, and the guy that they cast for the lead of the movie that's going to recreate the show that she loves, well, he's not who she really wanted for that role, but it's okay because she and him strike up a texting conversation, and from there they fall in love. And this book again just reminds me so much of falling in love, and I absolutely love that, especially in the holiday season when, you know, you're just surrounded by your family and you're surrounded by people who, you know, love you and care about you. It just reminds me so much of that initial feeling of falling in love. And especially when you're cooped up inside and you can't really like go on dates or anything, just date in a book. That's my recommendation. But great characters, great setting. Love the relatability aspect. I especially love that they fell in love over text because I feel like so many books just neglect the fact that texting exists. Especially contemporary books. That's one of my pet peeves with contemporaries actually, is that they don't incorporate texting because all we do is text. Like that's all I do all day. I don't talk to people, I don't call them on the phone, I text or I FaceTime. Occasionally if you're lucky. But I loved the texting. I loved their conversations. I thought they were definitely a cute couple. I always am here for a Cinderella retelling, especially around the holidays. So this is the one that I would recommend picking up. My last recommendation is The Sun is Also a Star. This is another book by Nicola Yoon, and this book takes place in New York, I believe, and there is a girl who is Jamaican and she's going to be deported the next day, and there's a boy who is, I believe, Asian American, if I'm not mistaken, and he is not about to be deported the next day. So they fall in love. They meet just on this last day before she's about to be deported, and they fall in love, and I love how this book really centers upon love in impossible circumstances. It just makes me feel so magical. You know, love is just such a magical thing to me, honestly. And the characters, I love how they talk to each other. I love how the one character is really struggling with the fact that she's going to be deported and she doesn't know what that means because she's never been to her home country, if I am not mistaken. And so it's not really like her home country, you know? She is American and she is about to have to leave that, and I love that struggle. I feel like that's such a real struggle that a lot of people have to go through, which is really terrible and really sad. And so I love that that's brought to attention in this book. I think that the overall story, it's just such a cozy story that simultaneously rips you into shreds but makes you so happy. And I think that's another thing that Nicola Yoon is really good at, because in Everything too, like simultaneously you are so happy but you're also like, oh no, like you just want to simultaneously like laugh and cry and you don't know what to do. And that's what these books are for me. So those are my wintry recommendations. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, comment, do all of the nice things. What are some of your favorite books to read during the winter time? What types of books do you like to read during the winter time? I will see you in my next video. Bye!